Hello, guys. I think I'm live. Please be live. Please be live. Hi, Whitney. How are you? Okay. So, I think I'm live. Yeah, I am live. I am. Sorry, guys. It's 3 in the morning. How is everyone? It's so cool to be here. Sorry, I'm looking down. I need to look up because the camera's up there. So what I thought I would do today is yesterday I asked everyone for some questions over on Instagram, and I thought it'd be cool. I didn't get to all the questions, so if you guys don't have any questions or topics you want to talk about, we could just go ahead and answer the other questions all together. Pretty good. How are you? I'm good. I'm just tired. But you guys might have seen I had a weekend off, or kid-free weekend on the weekend, which was really nice. And we definitely did nothing. Like, we literally watched, what's it called? The Last of Us. It was a really good show, and we're still not finished it yet. But it was really good just to be lazy for a little while. And we went to a wedding. So I'm going to get the questions up. Hopefully they're still there. Oh, maybe not. I think I screenshotted them, so let's answer some questions. Questions to ask when starting school. That's interesting. Is that what, like, questions to ask the school? I'm glad you had a relaxing weekend. Thank you, Whitney. Yeah, it was desperately needed. Desperately or definitely needed. Um, yeah. So when we're talking about, when we're talking about school, the questions to ask a school before. I mean, I think that it's important to know, like the teachers' qualifications, their experience with autistic kids or neurodiverse kids. I think that it's important to know that your child's going to be safe and they're going to do things and listen to you as a parent as to how how they want things to be dealt with. So, for example, if Jacob has a meltdown at school, we've given a long list of, not a long list, we've given a list of regulation strategies, things like that, things we want them to do in order for Jacob to feel better. And one of the last things is to call me, and so that he's not upset at school. So I think that's really important. I think it's important to know their um, see, it's so hard because it's like you want to get like reviews from other people, but also at the same time it's like hard to do that, get recommendations and things like that. So I mean, I guess probably like asking the other parents at school and stuff like that. um yeah, what do you think, Whitney? um there was a question about water. My daughter hates showers and water parks. Do you have any tips? Does Jacob as well? Jacob likes water, so I can't relate on that part, but I can relate on the shower part. Jacob doesn't like showers, he doesn't like baths unless it's all within his control. So he can turn the shower on and be in the shower for ages and ages and ages, but he just likes the running water. He does not like the soap. Us cleaning him is the part that he does not like. So he will love a shower, and unless he thinks that you're going to clean him, and then he's like, no, we're not doing that. So a good strategy that I've developed, and this may not work for this particular person, but I've developed, so we've got a little like shell in our backyard. It's like a pool, but it's a shell, very hard pool, and we just fill it up with water and soap, and he has his little bath outside. He loves being outside and he loves water, so that's definitely something that he enjoys. And then we do a quick like wash over, and then he's done. So that's how we navigate that. How do you guys navigate showers and all of that? So there was a lot of questions asking how I am, which is really sweet. I think, oh, Whitney wrote, for school, if you can get a tour of the classroom, that's always nice. Finding out what services are provided. That's true. A lot of some schools provide therapy services and things like that. Oh, sorry. I'm tired. Um, so yeah, that's a good idea. Touring the school, touring the classroom, seeing what sensory aids they have, any equipment, things like that. So when I was talking about, we were talking about how I am. It's a bit of a loaded question right now. How I am is I am happy that Jordan and I got a bit of a break on the weekend. I'm also like, I feel like it's a bit of like a shock going back into, like, I was sleeping a lot on the weekend, so when I came home and started not sleeping again, it's like a bit of a shock again to the system. But we are doing okay. Would love a little bit more sleep. You know, you can't ask for too much. Zach has always enjoyed water too, getting toys, things that light up, bath bombs, and other things might entice him. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think you got to start small as well. Like, maybe it might mean that she wants, want to start with maybe just like a bowl of water, and then they can play in that, or they can have some fancy light up toys in there, or something along those lines. It is an aversion. It does sound like this little girl has an aversion to water, so it is something that you have to realize is hard for her and painful for her, and it may just mean just slowly, exposing her to water, and eventually you might get to, I think, what do you call them? Sponge baths. They're fine. If that's, how you're going to get your child clean, then that's what you should do. uh, is it easy buying or living in Australia? Is it hard or easy? That's an interesting question. It's like something very out of my expertise or life. We bought a house in Australia before everything went with COVID. So I can't say that I know it's easy or hard, but I do know that it's hard at the moment for other people, especially recently with the interest rates going sky high. Yeah, the prices, like, we moved 2 hours away from where all of our family and stuff are. We moved 2 hours away because we knew we couldn't afford anywhere nearby. And we wanted to have a more affordable lifestyle. Didn't want to be stressed over money. So we moved 2 hours away. Now the prices of houses where we live are going up and up and up and up and up, and like it's crazy because we bought at a really good time, but we thought we were living in a place that's a lot cheaper now, and it's still like it's going up and up and up. So I wouldn't say it's easy. I think it really depends on where in Australia you're talking about. Um, I'm sure it is the same all over the world at the moment with, the financial side of things. Things are just going up in price. Interest rates are going up, and it's, groceries, inflation, groceries are going up like, oh my gosh. It's, the amount of food that my son eats, it's expensive. Actually, I wanted to tell you, Whitney, if you're still here, um, we actually saw a naturopath last week for Jacob, and we have to do a finger prick test for like food sensitivities. Did you do a finger prick test or did you do a blood test? Because she recommended the finger prick test just because the blood test is quite traumatic for Jacob, and so if anything comes up in the finger prick tests as super high or whatever, she said that we can then go on to do a blood test, but it's a good indicator just to do the little finger prick first and then see how we go. She said that Jacob's gut seems to be struggling. So that potentially may be the reason why he's not sleeping and all of those things. So I'm learning a lot. He's going to be going on to some supplements. But was it a naturopath that you went to, Whitney, that told you that your sensitivities, or was that just the doctor? I'm here. We did a blood test. We needed a lot of vials, I remember. Oh, it was traumatic. Yeah. Sorry. Um, that's so horrible. Like it's so hard. Like Jacob was, I think he was 3 when he got his blood test done, and it was the most traumatic thing I've ever put him through. Like it's so hard. And it's so crazy because that's the only way we can help them in every other aspect of their lives to like see how their levels of things are going. Sleep definitely improved since we changed his diet. Interesting. See, we're seeing a naturopath who has a lot of experience with autistic kids, so has a lot of experience helping people with limited diets or, very rigid diets. So she said to me, don't change anything. She said, often it's the case that gluten and dairy get removed from a child's diet and then a lot of things improve, like sleep and just general mood and happiness and all of those things. Obviously, if he's got a gluten intolerance or something, his tummy's going to be hurting. So, we are really interested to see how that goes and see what his results are. I am vlogging that process, making a YouTube video on it. I feel so weird with YouTube at the moment because I share so much on Instagram. I feel like I'm like speaking twice if I make a YouTube video, but I often feel like the YouTube videos explain things a whole lot better. So who knows? I might continue YouTube videos or I might not. I might just stay on Instagram. I think Instagram is just so much easier. I love YouTube. YouTube is my passion. Like making videos is my passion, and I just want to get back to that. Has anyone here had like any experience with going gluten free, dairy free, or changing diets because of for their kids? I'm kind of running out of questions, so I actually might go live on Instagram as well.